All right, shalom, shalom, brothers. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and teachers at Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. My name is Brother Howard Shai Zion. Just coming through this real quick message to edify the Akim, all right, to feed the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, as this should be edifying. So today, man, I'm going to be talking about Mary Magdalene and the righteous sacrifice, man, all right? We could all learn something from this. You know, is when you give with love, man, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, the sacrifice was righteous. That's what this is about. So we're going to talk mention of her like the scriptures do say, okay? This is Mark chapter number 14, verse 3. It says, and being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious. And she brake the box and poured it on his head. And there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of an ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. So they were basically upset that she was doing righteousness, you know. So this is why, man, even when you're in ministry, you know, you can make a mistake, man. You know, like they got a saying sometimes, man, in the jiu-jitsu classes, depending on where you go to take them. You know, it's okay to lose. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to lose. Now, you may be thinking, well, nah, man, I'm a winner, man. And what are you talking about? Well, basically, man, it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them and keep moving, all right? So the disciples there made a mistake, man, by murmuring against her, because Yahweh Shai is about to correct them. Verse 6, it says, and Yahweh Shai said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always, and whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. Now, that's a powerful thing too, man, all right? Sometimes when you got it, you know, it's okay to give to the poor or whatever, you know what I mean? But at the same time, the scriptures also say, give not a sinner, right? So you have to distinguish between somebody who's really actually poor or somebody who's just, they got kind of something wrong about them. You know, the Spirit should reveal it to you, you know, especially if you have some type of sound understanding. So nonetheless, man, I'm just going to keep this moving. You know, so he said again, man, to leave him alone, basically, man. Verse 8, it says, she hath done what she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Now, why is this important? Because look, again, the pertinent detail is she did what she could, okay? She didn't give him $1 million or whatever. She ended up coming through and anointing him with the oil. That's the best that she could do at the time, you know? But let alone it was a righteous sacrifice. Now, this is what Yahweh Shai said, and all brothers need to take heed to what the Lord Yahweh Shai said about Mary Magdalene, all right? So you got to start talking about this at camp more, all right? All you brothers that preach, you got to discuss Mary Magdalene. And I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let Yahweh Shai talk to you, all right? Mark chapter 14, verse 9, verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her. So the Lord Yahweh Shai basically put a command out there, you know, where he says, wheresoever the gospel shall be preached, you know, throughout the whole world, this also that she have done shall be spoken of for a memorial for her. So, yeah, it's very important to discuss Mary Magdalene. Why? Because it's really talking about her name, her reputation, all right? Her reputation was very, very important, all right? And having that good name. Now, the Old Testament also discusses the good name and why that is important. This is, you know, basically wisdom and folly contrasted with each other. All right. Ecclesiastes 7:1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Okay, so Mary Magdalene's name was good with the Lord, Yahushua, okay? Even though whatever past she had, she was known as being a sinner, right? But she had repented, she's following the way, all right? Yahushua and anointed him for burial. So she had a good name, all right, with the Lord, Yahushua. And again, it says Ecclesiastes 7:1, a good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth. Now imagine if Mary Magdalene never anointed the Lord's head for burial, like I say in Mark, the 14th chapter, and just decided to keep the money, right? And just give it to the poor or whatever, because the disciples were murmuring against her. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said, why are you troubling this woman? Leave her alone, because she did a good thing. She did a good thing. She made a righteous sacrifice. Her money, she sacrificed her money to anoint the Lord Yahushua. See, not everything is all about money, money, money. Some things are about principle and also your reputation. And Mary Magdalene, everywhere, and all you brothers, will understand what the Lord Yahushua said when I read this one more time, I'm going to read this one more time about everywhere you preach the gospel, you shall make mention of her, man. So Mary Magdalene's got to be talked about, per Yahushua, man. And if you're not mentioning it at camp, just make sure you start doing it, man. This is what the Lord said, Yahushua. Again, Mark chapter number 14, verse number, let me just read the whole thing again, man. Mark chapter 14:3, it says, and being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious. And she brake the box and poured it on his head. Now, bear in mind, spikenard's a beautiful smell. I highly recommend you brothers to get it. But let's find out what's going on here. Verse 4, it says, and there were some that had indignation within themselves and said, why was this waste of ointment made? So they thought it was a waste of oil to anoint the Lord Yahushua, even though he's getting ready to get buried, all right? Verse 5, it says, for it might have been sold for more than 300 pence and have been given to the poor. And they murmured against her. So it says, verse 6, and Yahushua said, let her alone. Meaning, basically, leave her alone, man. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work on me. For ye have the poor with you always. And whensoever ye will, ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. And again, I made the reference point of you're not always able to give everything because you may not have it. You know what I'm saying? Is how often you can, whenever you can, do good to them. You know what I'm saying? But you got to also read between the lines of who is some like a wicked sinner person who's asking for money because they're evil, or somebody who's really truly just down for the moment and just needs help. You'll be able to have the Spirit of the Lord with you, brothers, and you'll be able to know who's who, man. Abaratazah. But nonetheless, verse 8, she hath done what she could. She is come aforehand to anoint my body to the burying. Verse 9, verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her. So that's what I'm doing right now, is honoring Mary Magdalene, man. Right now, just like the Lord Yahushua wanted us to do, man. All right, so this is just something very important, brothers. Just a quick little message. Remember, when you're going to camp and you're out there preaching the scriptures, make mention of Mary Magdalene, because the Lord said it, man. Verse 9 again, it says, verily I says, Mark 14:9, verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken of for a memorial of her. So that's why, last night over the weekend at camp, I made it, kind of went out of my way to do that when we were wrapping things up. I was like, wait a minute, we didn't discuss Mary Magdalene, because it's all about having a good name, a good report, all right? Not only with the elders, but with the Lord Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. Your name needs to be good, and amongst the brethren too. You can't be doing brothers dirty and just keeping things like you just don't care, And there's certain lines where you just don't cross them. You know what I mean? Like hitting brothers, like punching them or anything, or stealing from them. These things are egregious, and there's just, honestly, man, at this stage of the game, there is no room for error with that, man. There's no room for error with that. That's an internal problem, a spiritual problem that's wrong with you. If you think that it's okay to put your hands on another brother, to steal from another brother, or to lie to another brother and maliciously, the Lord, or any type of payments you have set up, and anything you don't fulfill them, that's akin to lying, and essentially is lying. You'd be a liar, and the Lord will judge you severely for this, man. All right, so make mention of Mary Magdalene, man. With that, man, I will give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Arakakwadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Shalom to you, Akim, man. Have a fantastic day, man. Shalom.